too much to kind of take it all in, isn't it?
It's the first, like, okay, so I'll tell you how it goes for both teams I've been on, because it's literally the exact same. So if you lose, you go outside, captain's pissed. It's like, what are you guys doing? You waste like a minute on that. 1 minute out of 10, and then the second minute is like, okay, what did somebody else will chip in about what they felt like went wrong, and then 2 or 3 minutes are wasted. Another 2 or 3 minutes are wasted on like what everyone's opinions were. Then it's just like, okay, well, what do we do for next game? Like after you figure that out. And then you have like essentially 5 minutes of your 10 minutes that have been killed. Figure out everything, every complex nuance of this game. Impossible. So you just don't deal with it.
Yeah. All right. Well, the bans are underway, and we'll see whether Na'Vi are going to deal with it. They're certainly not going to do it in the first part.
I think that's exactly
of
the wrong
bans, are they? Okay.
You know, I get the whole theory of, hey, it hurt us last game, so let's not play against it again. But I don't think the Nuggets are right here to ban.
Do you take the Tusk yourself then? Nope.
Go back for the AA.
So yeah, I mean, we're obviously, if we're riding the Na'Vi train here, we're thinking number one that maybe AA counters the Lycan a little bit, which I would dispute, and number two, you're thinking that the AA perhaps complements the Void a bit better, which is probably true.
This time
they
around,
go for the same openers here, don't they, Will?
If you're EG, like
why would you
I
not?
pick Tusk here for sure. But
Yeah, why would you not?
you could take something like Earth Spirit, and have like a slightly different game, especially if you think it's Void, because he's quite nice against that.
Sort of blocks Roger's Spirit as well, I guess.
Yep.
You could play this like really aggressive game.
Yeah, get back for the Tusk.
Exactly. It's exactly as Will said. You do the VP thing. And the other thing that I like so much that EG has been doing in these last couple of games, they found a really good answer to this resource distribution problem where they've been running Arteezy in these aggressive duels, or even last game in the Open in the aggressive try. And you know, he gets off to a little bit less of a good start in farm. But you assure Fear, even if Fear loses the CS battle, and he lost the CS battle to the Death Prophet at Denny in that last game quite badly. He was behind 59 to 37 at the 10-minute mark. But he's not going to get rotated on. He's going to get his levels. He's going to be able to do his job as the game goes on because of the attention that Arteezy is going to attract.
To be real, Paul, it's going to be really depressing if they lose to the exact same combo.
Yeah.
Two games in a row, you're out.
Especially when you have the opportunity for 3 bans now in the opening phase.
Yeah, it's like...
There's no real excuse now to just get rid of their opening 2 when you've got 3 bans.
You got 3 bans, and you had first pick. So you had 4 chances to take one of those 2 heroes off the table.
That means that either... Actually, it just means that you're wildly confident.
Well, look,
misplaced
that
confidence.
5 minutes was used really well. It was used better than any team I've been on.
Look, it's one of those things where people used to blame it on Puppy, but even after Puppy's left, Na'Vi has always been kind of a stubborn drafting team. They have what they think is good, and it's hard to get them off that.
Yeah. They're just gonna, roll the dice again. I like this.
I don't.
It's only it's only your tournament lives. Whatever. You gotta disassociate the stakes. Because if they can't beat it, then they're gonna be really good in the draft for the next game if they survive.
I guess that's optimism.
Yeah, I mean, if they win this game and we go to a game 3, then EG have then had their answer.
It's been broken, yeah.
Yeah, because they've had it broken, so they have to change it. So I guess it can swing.
But come on, guys.
For this series, we're going to do a best of 5, so we can say that for the third game as well.
Okay, well, I mean, they're going to get rid of the Cold. They got rid of the Naga in the first ban phase, so that's 2 of the 5 that they had last time around. So at least they can't just carry on sweeping them with exactly the same 5 lineup.
Yeah, but this time they ban the Void.
Right. Exactly. And I don't think EG, the way this draft has gone, I don't think EG wanted those heroes anyway.
No.
Maybe they take something like... I'm not sure. Like, maybe they take something like CK as a result. Because you need control right now.
What, Na'Vi?
Yeah.
CK is just... He's fallen so hard out of favor recently. I think teams kind of remembered after CK had this... he had a little bit of an adjustment, but I also think a lot of teams remembered that CK is a hero that if you kill him a couple times in the first 15 minutes, he can have a very hard time coming back. It's just not a flash farmer.
What about the PL for Na'Vi?
I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah, PL's good.
It would depend on what the third hero is, because EG has to reveal either their 5 or another core. You take your 5 here, though, because you want Na'Vi to show at least one of the course to show the direction.
Yeah. And also, I also like the Rubik because it threatens so much that Navi might get cute with here. It threatens it. It's hard to take an Omni Knight now. Yeah. It's hard to, you can't take an Enigma now.
Anything's stealable. Gyro's a solid pick.
So how do you handicap the Gyro versus Lycan matchup, Bill?
Like, it's... Hold on, I'm trying to remember who's playing what. It's really hard for Gyro.
Yeah.
It's like nearly impossible for Gyro.
So that's what I thought as well, but I wasn't quite as confident in that because...
It was EG versus VP, Game 2 at DreamHack.
We're remembering the same game.
Yeah, it was like Lycan and Artesia at the post-game interview, and after the discussion that we had, he said Ramses had an impossible game because it's really hard to play Lycan against Gyro.
Right.
Or Gyro against Lycan, is what I remember.
No, and VP had a bit of a lead in that game too.
Yeah, which is why it's surprising that Navi... No, I think they got bodied really hard in that one. They were pretty broken after game 1, though. They had like a 20k goal.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That was a bit of a tilty series.
That's my favorite part. Is like I can't remember so many details about like my life, and I can just remember like stupid Dota
Can remember drafts from 2013.
Thank God this is my job. Like I'd be so.
That's why I'm quite happy that I've got Facebook for birthday reminders. Because I just wouldn't remember any otherwise. But ask me about a draft in 2014, no problem. Yeah.
We're weird people,
just a bunch of nerds, aren't we?
It's alright.
It's so useless. It's just like one specific thing.
It just feels like EG can pick anything here.
But they won't just pick things.
I think I think they can just pick TB.
Take Abba, dude.
Oh, Abba's actually okay. Yeah. Abba's sick.
R9.
Because Abba, the other thing thinking about free counters is, well, okay, you take the...
well, of course.
Yep.
Why not? Now the Rubik's not on that side.
This is something you see so many top teams doing so far back. It's you pick the counter to the hero,
which
and
means
then you pick
don't
the
have to
hero
ban
itself.
them. They won't ban them either because it's not going to get picked, and then you end up picking it as well.
I think they just needed some like team fight dispel.
That should be quite happy. Quite happy with that, I guess.
5 seconds remaining.
It's a really nice Omni game.
Yep.
Like, yeah, A counters the heal, but who cares? You're just gonna Gyro pops Flat Cannon, you pop your ulti, then you just dispel the Lycan. You actually can't do anything.
You know what? You might. I just don't think you're going to get both heroes. If you're Navi, you might actually double back and like try to grab something like a Clock SF in the last 2 picks because I feel like you're kind of in a situation. Dendy, please carry us anyway. You know, because
if they
Crystallized Hero is going to be so...
if they pick either of those, don't...
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I feel like if you go for either of those...
Because it's such an obvious... It's a telegraph
right
pick, isn't it? If you pick Clock here or you pick an SF here.
But I just feel like you have so much invested now in enabling Dendy. Because he has to win this game for you at this point.
EG's turn to ban.
Oh, boy. Okay.
That's just not the hero. Timber is he has such struggles in the meta. I feel like if you're picking
haven't really played Timber in a while either.
Yeah. Timber's nice against Lycan. Like after that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice enough in the lane, but what do we see in the last matchup? Death Prophet's nice against Lycan in the lane too.
So I wanted Bat Rider because it's really good against the Lycan. Yep. One of the few. I think you were asking me like what heroes are good against Lycan. I told you I was like Bat Rider.
Yep.
But they get rid of it. Cool. EG realized like the last lockdown factors would be something like Enigma, but again they have Rubik, so you can't just like it's really hard to can't pick something like Tide either. You're picking all these things into like not ideal situations.
All right, so I don't know. I'm asking myself, can this be a general Timber Saw, and you still turn around and try and pick Dendy something like SF that you hope he goes ham?
I think they lose really fast.
Yeah, I think the answer to that is definitely no.
You need lockdown really bad right now.
Yep.
But
is there an offlaner that gives you enough
Enigma.
lockdown?
But they have.
No.
We just talked about
Not
that.
against Rubik.
I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well,
That's why I like.
we've seen it, but it's horrible when you play that Enigma and there's a Rubik around because you've got to take that into account before you can even cast the
That's why it's like such a cool draft. Because
it's very difficult, isn't it?
They've just taken, that's the thing. Their picks, we talk about picks and bans. We talk about bans in terms of denying heroes to the enemy team, but your picks can deny heroes to the enemy.
They can still take the clock.
I'd be okay with. I think clock's okay-ish. Rubik's nice against it, but
I don't like it.
You need something that like just runs in.
But that's the point. If you try and pick something that's got something big that's
like
worth
Doom?
Stealing, then you don't want to play it because the Rubik will take it away. So
I take like.
Okay, SD. All right.
Okay, this is core King, probably core King and support SD. There's a chance that they could take a page out of the VP handbook and run this SD as a core, but I just don't think that makes sense with Timber.
They generally haven't. It's generally a Sumiko.
Oh
SD,
yeah.
So
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. And I like SD a lot as a hero right now.
Move
I
the
think
Sand King to the offlane.
Yeah. I think this is going to be General Sand King, Dendi, Timber,
and Roger AA.
Oh yeah. And there's the stuff. Okay. Well. Nah. Well, 2 times in one day, guys.
Yeah, and I have to say, credit to Arteezy earlier. I know, I'm a bona fide signed up member of the Samael Storm Spirit Club, and because he's a phenomenal player on it. But I have to give props to Arteezy earlier. That was a great game for him.
As am I, but Arteezy has been a very good Storm Spirit player for a very long time. Like, he gets overshadowed naturally, but Artur is a very good Storm. I guess Blitz would be the authority on that.
That dick told me that Tread's Bloodstone was the only build. I told him that Tread's, I had this really cool build. I said it on stream. I was like, not actually angry, but I was like, dude, there's this cool build like Tread's Kaya Orchid. I've been doing it every game, like it's sick. And he called me a straight up moron. And a lot of people,
but you're a Storm player.
It's Artur.
And my chat's like laughing at me, like, ha ha ha, you fool. And I felt embarrassed, and I never went it again. Then I see him play against a Tinker.
And he used the same build.
And he went the exact same build.
Artur calls everybody.
All right, we've got to wrap things up, boys. Very quickly.
Yeah, I think
EG?
it's too strong game. EG.
Too strong. Okay. We think it's too strong for EG. It's another great draft from the boys. And they have another Storm Spirit. Let's see how they get on in game number 2.
Indeed, Red Eye, this is maybe the last chance here for Na'Vi. We'll see if they can pull it together. But it looks to be a very scary draft from EG. Look, you could see sort of from the facial expressions of Na'Vi, it seemed like they were very sort of, didn't look like positive people.
And Omni came out, and it's like,
uh-oh. It's a scary lineup for EG. But what's sort of the shining lights for Na'Vi's lineup, do you feel? Can they do that?
I look back to that whole, core counters, free games idea. Maybe there's some flexibility here. So you said at the end of the last game, so is there a chance to go for something off the wall? Something they could try. Could they try the Dendi AA? And then they opened with it, and I was like, oh, is it possible? Are they thinking about it? But then, how are you going to catch the Storm Spirit? Like, this has been the problem. The hero's been 5th picked in a couple times this tournament, and what's their control? The last pick was a Shadow Demon. So they pretty much have to execute flawlessly. Huge pressure on the Sand King to get things done. The way that Arteezy or Sumail, assumedly Arteezy on the Storm again, and Sumail will be taking Omni Knight, will get and not have.
Feel like getting that first pick, getting it straight through. This is something that you always sort of look towards the opponents to say, do you have an answer this time? Game 1, we saw the Lycan Fear have a very free game. It was very hard for Na'Vi to do anything about him. This game, as you said, the catch, if anything, it seems as even like you don't have the Chronosphere, you don't have that sort of massive lockdown to guarantee you a chance to beat into him. It's going to be very scary unless they can really push him behind in the laning stage. But even if they do that, we saw in game 1, Fear, he was absolutely pushed behind in the laning stage. Dendi dominated his lane, but Fear just made a perfect recovery.
So I'd be curious to know why they want to leave that like that. I get it, game 1. I get it. I think you have a plan, gonna make it work and everything. But if you bully him so hard and he's still such a major impact in terms of how you lost, it's kind of surprising that he shows right back the very next game. But perhaps now they're thinking, okay, we know what happened. We know we can beat him in the lane. We're going to try and figure out a solution. We've got a couple different matchups that look kind of okay. Timbersaw. But can we then get an advantage off of this? I don't think they're going to get as good as a matchup as they had last time, the Death Prophet. That unlikely. Thankfully, Na'Vi, with someone having a DC right now, so we're just taking a bit of time. They're going to have to think this one over.
You can see, I said these lads, A little less on the side. I mean, there was a smile coming out from Samel.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, he's playing Omni again, dude.
I mean, absolutely. And Samel, he's a pretty straight-faced, focused kind of guy. But when you see a little smirk come out of him, you know that he's sort of in his element. And as you feel very, very happy. It's going to be very interesting to see how it goes down. EG, they did look good in game 1. This game 2, absolutely have the to do it with.
Standing guard. Not enough lifestealer picks.
Really, no, not for. Go elsewhere. Just
Misery was giving us trouble, it looks.
we do have some issues at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. We are just waiting. There's
You know what it is?
DC. I imagine it's misery.
Crit probably like unplugged his mouse. He's like hazing, you know. Get the new guy. Totally
Could
got him,
be.
guys. Oh, I put some tape under his sensor on the mouse.
Having some
He can't get it to work.
EU to EU bounce and
He still looks perplexed at that.
Ro- Roger. Those eyes, they've seen. I'm sure he's just in deep. For all we know, this could be.
They need some deep thought.
What is that?
Apple
Oh.
juice.
It looked like some sort of, hard liquor. So I guess we should be able to get back in. Moment.
Oh, there we
five.
go. High
Yeah.
fives. That's the key.
You got to
They
get this.
found it.
Come on, Navi's got to boost it up a bit in that room. You can feel the tension. They need to sort of liven their spirits up. This is potentially be the last game. They have to do something dramatic to swing this series around.
It's good that he's a morale coach, too. It's nice to have someone like that on your team. Tech
Some
guy's
problems?
not nearly as excited.
No, he's calling in senior tech guy. Tech guy on the floor.
This is the guy who comes in and just says, "Did you turn it off and on again?" I tried that. Misery's like, "I have tried that. Okay, I'm going to call somebody else."
biting at the lips from Dendy.
Can I play AA this game?
Look at his, he looks upset. I want to give him a hug. Give that man a hug.
I wish
I hope he is playing the AM. I mean, I'm sure some people listening, or if you're watching in client, they will see.
They know. They know who's up. We don't know
They're
anything.
like screaming at us. It is a mid AA, or it's not a mid AA. Of course it is.
You
You
idiots. We're just too hopeful.
But this is, lots of time for the teams to have a talk, and as you see, both sides are certainly utilising it. Off. Early talking through the game plan here. Ready to put.
Start, pause, strat. Often used in the online region, specifically in North American Dota. Some would say long-held tradition of the region. Migrating
I
across.
hope that EG put a reason in the.
Oh,
because Crit
Crit.
did. Crit said
He was
wants
quite
to see
vocal.
reasons for pauses. I'm sure. Looks like we are good to go. And it is not a Dendy AA.
Boo.
It is a Dendy Timber Source and they go AA.
But it is a general Shadow Demon.
It is.
So that's pretty
look at-
hype.
Yeah,
We like that.
something a little
That's
different
fun.
in that sense. And of course, RTZ will be playing the Storm Spirit, Fear Lycan, Samel, Misery Tusk, Crit, Rubik. I think there's in the past, Crit used to have some quite flashy players. Flashy. So we sort of get the chance to see a few games now and then of it from him. Not too often, but nice to see him on this game. Navi, can they do it here? I mean, it's an exciting one because if they do it, it's going to be incredibly impressive because EG's lineup, just looking draft to draft, it just says you ain't got much of a chance.
I had the pleasure of watching the earlier Omni Knight and Storm game, and EG made it look damn good. And if I look at the control in this game, we have basically like disruption into Burrow Strike. Hope it's something.
They have to get the execution down to perfect. And
Yeah.
we're doing
And you're dealing with a repel.
Yes.
So, and then at least they were able to itemize a little bit. Like earlier when we had some problems with control with one of the EG games, they were able to itemize into like sites and stuff for the Weaver of Raven, which is how they came back in that game. No, well, I guess kind of sealed it, you could say. But itemization for the side of Na'Vi doesn't even look very good. There's no good Abyssal hero.
No.
There's really not the best scythe, maybe like a Blink Scythe sort of build from General, as it is kind of this weird offlaner that gets... He doesn't have very specific items that you need on the Shadow Demon offlane. Kind of does a magical damage.
I'm sort of looking at maybe Maybe I feel the sort of biggest line is if Dendi does become this unkillable beast on the Timber side. If he gets a good start, if he can get these sort of key items early on, there isn't really sort of massive amounts of nuke damage on the side of EG, and Dendi playing this nicely here. He's the lane aggressively.
This looks great though. This is the matchup they wanted, right? This is why you picked Timber.
Sure.
You're like, okay, we're gonna get that early matchup, and yeah, it's not really safe to call things off lane Shadow Demon anymore. Of course, that's where the hero was most often seen, but with so many lane swaps these days, it's gonna be the off lane player in general, Mr. General, in the mid lane.
Playing the mid SD.
I like it.
That's that. Yeah, let's see how this goes. I mean, he's not gonna have a lot of fun in this sense. He does get dragged back. Looks like he'll be fine. TP does come in from Roger. So General will survive for now. I mean, we're
scary.
We've all seen the clips, you know, of a core Shadow Demon late game, they're level 25, destroying enemy cores. Maybe we get that out of Na'Vi this game.
And this used to be a very famous roaming duo, Shadow Demon and Sand King. You disrupt into a Burrow Strike, there's some damage from the illusions. Now they just kind of have it as like a dual lane option, and before Storm's level 6, they do have the opportunity to apply that pressure. The question is, will they be able to actually do anything? That pressure this game, much like last game where they kind of felt like they were a little bit ahead, it was spent on a Battle Fury and a lack of forward progress, led into the ratting of each.
Shots here from Misery, allowing Samael and himself to get a good amount of practice on Snake. Snake will be able to get himself back. Trees will survive. Samael aggression on this very much into the faces of Crystallize and Soneko.
I like how they didn't dive either. It's just not really worth it, honestly. They just want to make sure they get this wave, keep it pulled back, get into a nice spot for themselves. Sumail. Speaking of rolling, we don't have our Tusk in the mid lane. So used to it. You know, you got Crit instead playing the Rubik. Oh.
Like that. Little disruption onto Arteezy. Can't follow up straight away after General does get on by Crit. Stacking up the poison as well.
Yep.
Which, it's pretty strong in this lane. I mean, these two heroes, Arteezy on the Storm, not great. These stacks as General throws them out. They do add up.
Left for General to set up though.
Sure. Yeah, if he gets gone on, he could be in trouble, but he does have backup. Roger's coming in from the sidelines with the Burrow Strike. He will continue to stack the poison up. Is it going to be enough? He does have 3 stacks upon him, but Crit's there. With the bottle charges, Arteezy will be fine. Forces Roger and General away.
A lot of pressure on Misery this game. You know, you gotta live up to this Crit Tusk. Not an easy thing. He's looking fantastic.
Absolutely.
Plus, he's not gonna be getting as much gold as Crit. Kind of the poor end.
On top lane.
Can I get a first blood?
Gee, they're looking for
the
it.
Body blocks!
Yeah, Crystallize will make sure that Soneko can get away to safety for now.
Good lad.
Turn around, throw down one of his spells. That might cost him. He's going to look for the deny to the neutrals, and he'll certainly get it.
Perfect.
Heals himself. And the creeps. Kill.
Even with the extended death timer, it's always going to be worth it to do that at this point.
Especially because it's still the first blood. You know, 4 minutes in, no one's died yet. It's going to be worth a lot. So bottom lane, CS, Dendi, 19-2, 18-1. Pretty much win these two. They can very much farm. I mean, sure, Timbersaw, you got great harassment against any sort of melee core, but Lycan, you got a ridiculous amount of regen, so you more than sustain sort of burst anyway, especially with, you know, sort of the way the Whirling Death works, removing your base attribute. It's just going to mean that you're going to regen up to fuller health even quicker.
He's a bit of a level advantage though, which is going to be very good for Dendi, because he really wants to crack level 6 first, and he should be able to just get a free kill. There's no help there for Fear. Obviously, if he has the 6 on Fear though, he's just going to ult. Still opting for the Wolves build as well, even though he's up against the Just keep microing them away, let them regen back up.
Yeah. That's the as they stage the nuke. Timbersaw's damage output to elize the walls immediately in one burst. So, playing Crystallize actually suffering quite a bit on this safe lane jar in terms of CS. He's only got 12 CS compared to the 20 of Samael. So Samael, once again, a very strong start to the game in terms of his lane. Chased down there by this homing missile. Roger is going to cross as well with the Burrow Strike. Quite get the kill as Samael will have the chance to purify. In fact, Samael could turn and maybe threaten that of Rogers. Smail will opt to repel, try and run himself away. There's a wraparound coming in from Seneko, but Misery cuts off Seneko very nicely with the ice shards, but they will still get the first blood Na'Vi, as Seneko's able to reach across the tree line, drop down the cold feet, and they get the neutral deny. I mean, Na'Vi, first blood, and making sure that EG get nothing in return there.
Excellently done by Seneko. General's pro debut on Shouty. 47 unique heroes in his career and 7 unique heroes in his 7 games here at ESL One Genting.
I mean, I'm just interested to see what he builds and how much of an impact this core Shadow Demon can have. So far in the middle lane, 22 CS, he's farming alright. In the top lane, Samael and Misery rolling in onto Crystallized, TP in from Seneko. Will manage to force back Misery, Samael from diving for more. But I mean, what is the idea between the two?
Yeah,
what's it gonna do as a core?
He's getting a DD on. I would want to make it happen if I could. The action set is up top.
Oh, nice snowball just in time to stop the cold feet from proccing, but it may not be nice enough as well. Roger's looking to chase him down. Purification there for Samael. Will keep and alive. Roger now being chased down. Samael, 3 heroes to deal with. So Roger takes himself away in time. Back to farming.
I guess maybe they're overvaluing the Purge, in my opinion, up against the Omni Knight. Can't take off the Repel anymore. Can only take off the Guardian's Angel. And they don't even have that much physical damage. Obviously, once Jar's really farmed and he talents and start pumping more damage with Black Cannon, it's going to then, so at least they can down a bit more like that. But other than that, it's just your typical Shadow Demon, lots of magic damage burst. It's a very unique hero. It's not something we see all too often, so not fully fleshed out, I would say, in terms of the ups and downs, as it were.
I'm interested to see if sort of maybe the itemization of Samael changes. You know, does he necessarily go for a Radiance on the Omni this game? Because there is the illusion potential that this core SD is going to be able to utilize.
It has been changed so that you can actually turn it off during disruption. Unless that's been patched, you can actually shut it off, which is kind of dumb. It sucks to be Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
Then he doesn't get the Radiance.
All right, yeah, if that works, yeah.
Still be okay.
Crystallized, sort of sitting AFK. Here's Arteezy, zips in him, and that'll be an easy kill for EG. Not expecting that rotation at all, as it seemed from Arteezy. General has come up. They do have 3 members now, but they really need some sort of catch, and that does require Roger or General to be on the front line, so Arteezy will be fine.
And you can see that with all that attention top, that Catapult has taken down the full bottom tower, and Dendy's kept it here.
This is, what, 8 minutes in?
Yeah.
And the Timbersaw is heavily pressuring a tier 2. What the heck happened down here? How does this lane get
this is when Timber has looked his best lately. It's moments like this where there's no one who can really deal with him early, and they do have that problem.
Mid lane, Fear pops the ultimate, dives in onto General. General, no way that you can survive between these 2 core heroes going in on you. Fear and Arteezy take the kill. Also get the tier 1 tower as well. I mean, this is the thing, you know, sure, he disrupts one of them 2, but the other one's just going to come running at you. These 2 very, very high mobility cores. It makes a core Shadow Demon just suffer massively whenever he's out on his own in any lane.
Slides again, just starting to catch back up to 27-21. He is 1,000 gold behind the Lycan. Not looking to 1k lead, his hand over G. And Gyro, they picked it into the Lycan too, which was a bit surprising. It sounds good, I would say, because, you know, you can help deal with the summon. You have Flat Cannon, so it looks kind of good in that sense, but they have the save of the Shadow Demon. Could be another good reason why they were thinking that it was very good this game as well, because they want to be able to make sure he doesn't just get totally destroyed by the Lycan running at his face. There's a chance that the disruption will come out, Lycan's now pulled into the fold, and then you'll get this Burrow Strike in, you'll get this AA Blast. That all has to be pretty tactically sound from Na'Vi, though, compared to the tactic of Lycan just literally running at your face and clawing at you. So, I still don't think this is going to be a very easy game for Crystallized, but he is on that dire side. We can start to look at that dire side triangle, perhaps get some stacks there, but he's in trouble.
He is indeed. There'll be defensive disruption in general, trying to buy him some time. As Samael and Misery crits around him, they've got the snowball in. Crystallized falling low and will get taken down. EG find the kill. Roger moving in with the Burrow Strike, but there's 4 heroes here. Arteezy zips forward. Burrow Strike from Roger holds back the Storm Spirit. EG thinking about trying to chase this SK down. Quite close the gap. Shards are going to be off the mark. Can't quite reach around Roger. Roger will survive. Again, this is Crystallized going down. EG making some rotations and getting big kills as well under the belt of their Storm Spirit. Who, Arteezy, he's pretty much got the Kaya complete on top of the treads. So this very sort of power spike that he has early on. He is out of mana though. Dendi coming in with the rotation, but not looking to chase. A little too wary of what could potentially waiting on the high ground of EG there.
Looks like another great game for the Thanks Blitz build, I would say. Going to Kaya
Absolutely,
into the Orchid.
Blitz.
Like you're up against the Shadow Demon. If he just zips on him, silences him, destroys him. Zips on the Timber Saw, gonna help his team there too. Sand King, plenty of good Orchid targets in this match. And that gank too that they tried on Crystallize, whether it's like if you try and save him with the Shadow Demon, well guess what? Tusk, another great thing he counters because he uses that time when they're disrupted to try and create some space and then start casting some spells on them, like follow with an ulti or something like that. And then what happens? They just snowball, they dodge into his ultimate, and they chase you down from where you're trying to create this gap. So overall, the Tusk just kind of counters this whole Shadow Demon save anyway.
How aggressive Arteezy's looking to play. I mean, he's got the backup to do so. Crit with the setup straight away onto Dendi, and Dendi's gone. 30 seconds, no Timber.
Oh, and Crit got the ulti too.
And he's looking for more. Yes, he's moving in bottom lane. Fear's going to be diving in onto Crystallize. There's a homing missile to hold back the Wolf. Will buy some time for Crystallize to run himself away. Top lane, Na'Vi looking for the turnaround. Will go into the Rubik. Bottom, Gyro goes down, but the GA comes out just in time for some mail. Keeps Crit alive, and now EG can chase down for kills themselves up top. They'll move in onto General, zipping forward with Arteezy, taking down a third hero across the map. Misery's not done yet. They have the shards onto Roger. The rest of EG moving back over. Samael and Arteezy maybe hoping to look for the SK as well. Arteezy's low on mana, but they have the Purification AoE damage and pop down a Remnant, burst down another. 4 heroes going down in quick succession on Na'Vi as EG leads 7-1, 4K lead, and another tower will be in the bank for them very soon as well.
My hair for the post-game camera here.
It's getting pretty brutal.
That looked like the end of game 2 when they were just kind of chain feeding. Honestly, trying desperately to like throw these waves away. Like, no, back from these buildings, please. Leave our base. This time it's just a tier 1, but it's already looking like a serious problem here for the side of Na'Vi. We haven't had the AA combo at all. There's nothing. I mean, it's not even an easy combo to hit. This needs like a Blink Dagger or something on Shadow Demon or a super dive from EG.
And the heroes you're trying to hit it against as well. So many ways for them to work around it.
It's a Lycan and a Storm
zipping
Spirit.
around, running around. How do you do it if you're Na'Vi? Maybe you just hold out and you try and get to that Divine Rapier Gyro moment. But that is quite a few pipe dreams away. This game starting to look grim quite early for Na'Vi with the lead that EG's got. Fear is Lycan. I mean, I think, you know, if other teams here at the LAN are watching this, they will
look what they tried to, like, some
maybe learn the
smoke
lesson.
play.
Na'Vi, they're trying to fight here, but it's EG that are happy enough to turn it. They snowball into 2. EG, Arteezy takes down 1. That's a core. General SD going down straight away. EG ready to chase down for more as they push Na'Vi back. Roger burrow striking the units, trying to hold them out here. Arteezy with a massive zip comes across towards Roger. Doesn't have the control though, so Roger will be able to keep his distance. Dendi looking to turn with the Chakram onto Misery. Moving back in, Na'Vi. Actually fight this though, Crit, with the stolen burrow strike off the back of the telekinesis. Blows up that Roger Sand King that came poking his nose around. 9-1 lead for EG. It's not slowing down anytime soon as it seems.
Honestly, I would wager this is a situation where the matchup just hasn't occurred that often that you don't realize how brutal it is. Because this Tusk is actually, their only way back in this game is some sort of gank play. And before they have a Blink Dagger on this Shadow, or this Sand King, it's going to be like smokes with Shadow Demon initiating with Disruption. Plays like that. Tusk 100% counters them. It's brutal. They just come out with a disruption, all these spells are laid down, and he just snowballs everyone. And you try and run, and they just chase you down, and they have all this mobility. It looks horrifying, frankly. That's a horrifying angle right there at the top of that chart, I'd say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, Pim.
EG, there's a reason why we saw a few smiles on the faces of them coming into this game, and maybe even after the back of the last one. Very confident in this matchup against Na'Vi. And also, as we saw, Na'Vi looked a little wary coming into this game after the draft. You could certainly see that they themselves were not too confident with the hand that they ended up dealing their own side.
So calm. Picked 4th. Nothing that deals with Repel.
Yeah, he's in no threat at all. Absolutely go wherever he wants on the map. Back, down, bottom, over Na'Vi's half of the map. EG invade. They get another kill for Arteezy. Samael getting gone on. He's got Purification back up in a few seconds with that sort of speed with the phase and drums. No warrior being caught out by a cold feet proc.
Does have to be a bit careful. Repels will cool down for quite a while. And they do have Visionary with the Shadow Demon, but this rests onto him is there's a bigger concern. Bottom Ice Blast will hit down there, but there's no one to follow up.
Should be another tower for Evil Geniuses. 15 minutes in, take these tier 2s like nobody's business. Pushing power, appears like, and Rogers comes in. We'll hold the push off for now.
Okay, Invis Room could help here.
Vincere, though, gets a beautiful grab onto Crystallize, traps him, sets him up for Arteezy to zip across straight away and get the kill. Na'Vi are coming in. They are looking to try and take some sort of a fight in return. General knows that Arteezy's low. Can he quite close the gap for the disruption? Doesn't look like he can. Maybe Roger can get in for a bow strike. No, too many members of EG around. Roger can't commit with a stun. DD as well, waiting for Arteezy. So Na'Vi keeping across, unable to do anything about this gyrocopter going down once again, and just cannot bite back into EG's lineup. They just don't have the catch or setup from range. They have to get in close with a disruption or a burrow strike.
It looks like one of those games where you talk about how like the drafting formula tends to work, and how it's often explained is that you like do your supports first, and then it goes core, and then you pick a core to counter that core, and a core versus that core and everything, and then in the end, there shouldn't technically be like two cores that counter you in most situations, right? Because they can only see that core and then have so many different things, blah, 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 or at least you can counter that core back or something. But what happened here is that they essentially pick this Gyro into this Lycan, and he just runs at your face, and then they get to pick a Storm Spirit after too, because you picked your core into a core that counters your core, and then they just pick another one, who not only has a free game, because there's no one to stun him, but if he just gets on top of this Gyrocopter, what are they going to do? Absolutely nothing. But Dendi got that tower. He got another 9 minutes.
He got that,
but he got it.
And he does have his Bloodstone. Possibly just a general nearly having the Midas, but this is a very, very poor core. Mid SD with about the same net worth as Crit's Rubik. Crit having a infinitely better time on that support role.
This is some Arteezy Midas, I think. Yeah. So that's what that is. Right. So just as desperate.
General, maybe they can stall the game and do something, but it's going to be oh so hard with the way that EG pressure on, and with a completed Orchid on Arteezy on top of the Kaya. This Storm, very scary at this stage of the game, as there is very few items or ways that Na'Vi can play around it. Sure, maybe a defensive disruption, as long as the SD General himself isn't the one being gone on by Arteezy, but it doesn't look great.
It feels like there's no other item that would change anything. It's like, if he buys a Blink, does it matter? We've seen the disruptions largely not impactful. You might as well just try and get somewhere. He has the added bonus of having the XP talent, so it's going to amplify that Midas by a bit more. Try and get him into those big talents later on that pump out insane amounts of magic damage. That'll give them some sort of a chance. That's their hope, at least. And they have the Blink Dagger on Roger, so very important smoke here for them. Has to be a core pickoff. Can they find something? Doesn't have to.
Oh, it's easy, yeah.
That will be good.
I am very surprised if we see Arteezy die even the once this game with the way that it's going. 0 deaths on his Storm, of course. That's only the 1 kill.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So no. KDAs of the whole of EG look pretty.
Who's their feeder?
Yeah, who was the one that died again? I can't remember now. It was so long ago.
I
was Samael.
Oh, that's right, the first blood.
Oh,
that was the very first kill.
Samael, you got to step it up.
It's like a handicap. And it gave it
give him a little bit of a chance.
Right, and then it's like, then we'll take 11 straight. Yeah. How's that sound?
% of each deaths this game will be brought up
pizza
in the
party
post-team
soon.
meeting. Yeah.
Oh my god, we just had a pizza. Oh shit.
Where's Fog gone? Why are you here, Trent? Giannis?
Surprise.
Go bottom lane, Roger, getting moved in apart. I go in with the snowball. Roger bursted down by the telekinesis Fade Bolt. And a tier 2 tower for EG. 14k gold lead. Na'Vi with their backs against the wall. They need something incredible. I don't know if they're going to get it. Arteezy ready to just dive into the base with the Orchid straight onto General. General's down. They'll look towards Dendi. Crystallize comes in with the cooldown, but Na'Vi, they have 3 heroes dead at the moment. God. Misery rolling forward. Arteezy coming across, takes down a 4th. It's GG. It's all over in an absolute stomp. 15 to 1, 20 minutes in. 16k lead for EG. They knew it from the draft. If you go back and watch those screens of Na'Vi, they're probably going to be very similar to the screens we're going to see after the game. You could tell this was a team, they drafted themselves into a corner. They knew they didn't have a chance. Look at the smiles on EG. They knew that this was one before the game had even started.
I see a lot of water bottles on the desk. All right, and I think, you know, like Space Jam, I think Bulba's doing that right now.